Hey there, gorgeous. My name is Melissa, and I am also known as the Taropist, and I am going to be your tarot card reader. Guys, we are going to do a full-sized love reading today for the collective. So this reading may resonate for any placement of any zodiac sign at any time, and it can be anywhere from single to married and anywhere in between, just whomever you have on that beautiful mind of yours. We are going to go into a little bit of an introduction about myself and the channel and the structure of the reading. But for those of you whom have already heard this all before or are just not interested in hearing it for the first time, I will leave a timestamp in the pinned comment below that you can click on to jump right into the beginning of the love reading. For those of you who are interested in knowing a little bit more about me, again, I am the Taropist, and anything that you would ever need to know about myself or the channel, you can either find in the description box below, the channel description, or my community tab. You can definitely always check out my website, which is www.thetarotpist.com. Now, I am currently closed for the Zoom and FaceTime personal readings. However, I am still available for the pre-recorded and the email personal readings, and all of the information that you would need about those are going to be listed in the description box below. As well, you will find my email address down there. If you have any further questions about those readings, you can definitely always email me. So I do channel energy, guys. I am a medium, and I pick up on thought forms and universal knowledge and wisdom that I don't really have any good answer to why I receive. Okay. All I know is that sometimes I know things that I shouldn't know or that I didn't know I knew. And um I, later found out that this is called channeling, and that is what I do. So I pick up on, some people call it mind reading. Again, there needs to be like a thought form produced for me to pick up on it in most cases. So whether that is today in this lifetime or many eons previous, I am able to pick up on thought forms of any kind, things that were already previously thought of. Okay, so universal wisdom is what I like to call that. And the only way for me to guarantee to pick up on your particular situation or energy when I am channeling is going to be by you something up there. Then you you guys, I cannot. I have some weird things that along with these gifts, it comes with some weird OCD and stuff. Which nothing is perfect here, but it just has to be perfect to my eyes. Okay. Anyways, let's get on with it. So the only way for me to guarantee to pick up on your personal situation and channel your personal energies or thought forms in your vicinity are going to be by you purchasing a personal reading. And again, if you're unable to or uninterested in purchasing a personal reading for any reason, and you'd like me to be more likely to pick up on your personal situation in my collective readings, then please make sure to engage with the channel in as many ways as possible. This just will make your energy in particular a little more pronounced and easier for me to grab onto and read for. So if you're looking for a semi-personal reading, this is the place. You found the right place. Again, however, you will need to be engaging in some way. Some easy ways you can do that are by liking or commenting on any of the videos or any of the community tab posts. You can definitely always share any of my content. And my personal favorite, and I think the most powerful way for me to be able to pick up on your personal situation in my collective readings is by you clicking the little subscribe button below. If you are going to subscribe to the channel and you'd like to be notified when I do upload or go live in the future, then make sure that you have your notifications set to all. I think that about wraps it up, guys. I really went long on this introduction here, but we are going to dive right in with these light or dream guidance love messages, and then we will get a base energy with the Light Seers Tarot and clarify everything with the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot. And we're going to get your energy in the first column, the person you have on your mind's energy in the second column, and then a potential outcome in the third column. Because this is a collective reading, you're welcome to reverse the roles between you and your person if you feel like your energy is more fitting to the second column and theirs more fitting to the first. However, I'm going to refer to you in the first column. The potential outcome in any tarot card reading is always going to be potential because we are just picking up on energy. And ultimately, any actions or decisions that you make in your physical reality are going to shape your physical reality. This means just because the energy is there and available to you does not guarantee anything. You will need to take necessary action. Okay. We're going to start out with these dream guidance love messages to get some communication between the two of you that is lacking for whatever reason. Sometimes it's because we're in a no contact situation, and sometimes we're in a marriage, but we're having a hard time being vulnerable and transparent with one another. And we will find out what the situation is here. We need more time to understand each other. Songs remind me of you. So it feels like there is a history, but maybe just like I said, a lack of vulnerability between the two of you. And this is killing me. I am so sorry. This. Or intrigued by one another, but there's something that's not ripe or ready yet, which is causing a need for separation at this time. You have the Queen of Pentacles in your energy, which represents the sign of Capricorn or any earth sign, but it does technically represent Capricorn. So you could definitely be a Capricorn or any earth sign or any sign at this time. Your person has the Ace of Pentacles in their energy. And I do feel like that person, wow. Beautiful energies, you guys. You have a major arcana in your overarching energy, the Chariot card, a major arcana in your potential outcome, the Lovers card. But I want to say that this hasn't been something that has been immediate. So sometimes we meet somebody, things work out well, and we just end up in a connection with one another. This feels like there's been some serious obstacles with the Chariot card and the overarching energy along the way. Ultimately, though, with the Chariot card as a major arcana and in your overarching energy, it does signify a deep and spiritual connection. Because it's the Chariot card, you can see that there's the yin and yang energy. I might have done that backwards. But the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and I won't be surprised if we get the Emperor and the Empress in this. I was already feeling those energies before I started the reading. And then we do have the Ace of Wands under that. It talks about the amount of attraction or passion between the two of you, or the way that the passion between the two of you ignited, lit the flame. I want to say it inspired the two of you to do whatever you needed to do to heal or overcome the obstacles that were in the way. Let's get more. Again, so the Chariot card, it does talk about a victory, by the way. I said the yin and yang energy, or divine feminine and divine masculine, finally working together. By the way, it's by way of two people kind of what's the right word, embodying both their feminine and masculine energies, are coming into alignment with the two of their own. And then the Chariot card kind of talks about a time where once each party is ready for, or come into alignment with their own divine feminine and masculine, the ability to come into union with one another. And then you do have the divine feminine and divine masculine here as well. The Lovers card is, well, it's about a choice and needing to choose with your heart, not running away from something just because it seems like it might be more, well, terrifying, I guess, when it is something that is real or does have the potential to last. I want to say even this feeling of home is here. And this has been coming through in all of the readings that I've tried to put out recently, but I've never gotten past this point. Is it feels like this initial meeting could have, even one or both parties could have thought the other was boring, or there was something, because it was genuine and real, and it felt like you didn't have to fight for one another's energy or attention. There was no like possessive or obsessive even energy. While I think intrigue is definitely there was none of the normal chaos that the two of you have experienced in your past, so it felt boring. And I keep doing those quotations because when we have an unhealed nervous system, chaos or toxicity might feel more like excitement or passion. And then when something is lacking that toxicity, we misunderstand that as a lack of passion. Okay. I'm going to get more, of course. Wow. There is no lack of passion or attraction here. I want to say you are very attractive. You have two queens. First of all, one is very stable. One is very grounded. One is feeling very confident or at home in their own space or their own skin, or their place in this world. And then the Queen of Wands is a very attractive energy, magnetic even, very charismatic, very witty. I want to say, and just I want to say ultimately you are oracally very attractive, but I want to say you're also physically very beautiful or or handsome, whatever it is, male, female, or otherwise. And I want to say that this might be stopping this person too, is something about the way that you attract a lot of attention, maybe having them feeling like there is not, like the way you feel about them isn't exclusive. I want to say they feel like your energy is cheap or something like that, or they're afraid your energy is cheap, but I don't think it is, with the Queen of Pentacles there as well. And this is all why the healing is needed in order to come into a divine counterpart connection, because usually two people in a divine counterpart connection are very oracally attractive on their own, and usually do attract a large crowd, whether that be of admirers or of haters. Usually they'll attract a lot of attention or be very magnetic. And I want to say this person maybe needed space from you, or vice versa. You maybe needed space from one another, because there was this need to be very sure of oneself in order to come into a connection this powerful with another person this powerful. I want to take that card. I'm going to take it. It popped out and then it slid back in, but it is the King of Wands. So I'm definitely going to take it. Again, with the masculine and feminine energies, I do feel like you've done a really good job of balancing the two. So not letting go of your ability to nurture, but also not suppressing your ability to lead or take the lead, or let me get more. We got the Two of Pentacles here as well. I'm just getting that that's you trying to balance these energies. Every time I get on these readings too, this internet really starts messing with me, and I need to start just using my laptop, because I have like you guys, I'm going to not go into this whole spiel, but the internet seems to be wonky in this computer that I'm using currently, but I do have a laptop that I am going to transition over to, so that I can actually have my face on screen again. But that isn't happening today. So for right now, we're going to have to deal with this possibly having some little blanks where the internet cuts out momentarily. Beautiful energy, by the way. You have absolutely powerful, incredible, and very attractive. I'm getting very wise, by the way. There's like the wisdom about you that is innate. Well, it's bringing me back to, maybe you are a reader or a channeler or some sort of psychic or something like that. Maybe you don't even know that, by the way. I do feel like you could use that to do something very powerful and lead a collective audience in the public eye. And that could be very victorious for you. In fact, I think that there's a possibility the two of you could do some very powerful work with one another in the public eye. Or it doesn't have to be like on screen, by the way. It seems that you both have the potential to lead a large audience towards the new world, or the new earth, or the new frequency that we're all trying to achieve. And while it looks very chaotic and like things are getting worse, this is actually what healing looks like. What it looked like previously wasn't better, it was suppressed. We were suppressing all of the things that our ancestors have gone through, all of the things that we've gone through, and kind of continuously transferring that pain onto our newer generations, because we feel safe being our darkest selves with the people that we love. Well, what you're seeing in the world today are people finally letting the darkness out in front of the world, which is really the only way to heal correctly. Okay. So we are, again, I want to say that you all have done this work already and healed some of this trauma and toxicity in your nervous systems altogether, so that you could take the lead in this transition that we are all going through from a lower frequency to a higher frequency. And I want to say this does seem like something that had with the Judgment card. It's like there was a false start with the Ace of Pentacles. I want to say there was some sort of beginning between the two of you, or some sort of connection between the two of you. I want to say that there was a powerful and passionate energy between the two of you, but because there was not a lot of chaos or toxicity, we misunderstood it as lacking passion. I think after a lot of healing, the two of you are recognizing the passion was never lacking. In fact, that's what made the connection so attractive in the first place. Um, but because there was a genuine connection there, you didn't have to fight for it. You didn't have to. So it is a good thing. But during our healing period, it might feel boring or something like that. Is the energy that's coming through. And then, wow, a lot of major arcanas and court cards in your reading here, guys. An ace of pentacles and the two of pentacles. Those are the only cards that aren't court cards or major arcanas. And court cards are like a very refined energy or a mastery energy. You have the queen and the king of wands there, which again is very magnetic, powerful, charismatic, passionate energy. Also very wholesome, loving. There's like a deep inner knowing. And I just like an inner knowing of one another, of the connection. And I want to say there is something about you trying to talk yourself out of this being what it actually is, or going back and forth in your head about that it can't be what you think it is, or there's no way that it is this type of a powerful connection, or it would have just worked out. And then another part of you knowing that you weren't ready for this type of connection back then, whenever this connection was. And it didn't have to be a relationship, by the way. It could have either been a sexual connection, because it does feel like there's a lot of sexual chemistry, or it could have just been you could be in coworkers and had no real connection with one another, but you felt the passion or the attraction between one another. The strength card does represent the sign of Leo and the sun. So, and the judgment card represents the planet Pluto and the sign of Scorpio. And it does talk about transformation. And it talks about the transformation that the person that you're dealing with here has undergone. And it feels like they did this over a long period of time with a great deal of discipline. And it's giving like mastery energy. And then we get the King of Swords, which is another very masterful energy here. A very, I want to say intelligent, intellectually so, but I want to say that there's also an amount of wisdom that you need to become the king in the court cards of a tarot card reading. So I feel like what they've gone through was extremely traumatic, very painful. And I want to say even a period of loneliness or aloneness, or I want to say they're giving like dead to the world energy and then coming back to life with a new awareness or a new set of eyes or a new vision about the world, about themselves and their own gifts. And then, of course, about this connection that I think is being reinvented at this time. With the Lover's card, I want to say it's giving like love will always win in the end. True love will always win in the end. And with that victory card, or the Chariot card, is the overarching energy. By the way, we have Gemini, Leo, Aries, Capricorn, Leo very strong, Scorpio, and Cancer here. Another Capricorn card, and we do have Aquarius here as well. Still going with the only two cards that are not either court cards or major arcana. And we lost power for a second there again, but a new foundation that has the potential to last a lifetime, because two people took the time to do the work and healing that was needed to have a foundation that was stable and solid. So again, a new beginning that is going to be able to last a lifetime because of the work that was done between the two of you separately, by the way. And I don't know what I was going to say about that over there, but let's get at it. So we got the Queen of Pentacles. It's like finding home in one another amongst the chaos that you've both endured, is kind of the energy, is recognizing that the attraction that was there from the beginning wasn't sexual. I mean, there was that, of course, but it feels like the energy was, you knew that you were safe amongst the chaos with this person, is the energy that I'm getting here. And then the Five of Swords, not my favorite card, but with all of the rest of this beautiful energy here. And by the way, there are 3 cards that are not major arcanas, now 4, I guess, in this entire reading that aren't major arcanas or court cards. One of them is about self-sabotage and a need to not let the chaos that you have endured stop you from being vulnerable with the one person that is going to make sure that you're safe. So I think this goes to both of you, that the both of you have endured a lot of, I'm getting deceit or a lot of betrayal within your own family systems, and then went out and kind of found different situations in this world that affirmed that you were not worthy of something stable or something genuine or anything really good in your life. So you've continuously, I want to say you even dismissed one another because of the safety that you felt, and you were more comfortable at that time with chaos. So you walked away. By the way, the separation was definitely needed so that you could do the healing, so that you weren't unsafe for one another. When you're not safe in your own energy, when you're abandoning yourself, you're certainly not able to be safe for another person. However, the innate connection that is just here feels like just being in their energy made you feel like you could conquer anything, or you felt safe in this world, but there was a lack of chaos that made you both kind of unattracted to the situation at the time. We are attracted to what we need in our lives, and when we're trying to heal trauma and kind of rewire our nervous system or heal our nervous system, we end up needing some more chaos in order to unearth the chaos that we had suppressed from our usually our childhood. But they are saying that there is this kind of cautious way we need to approach this without sabotaging. It's like the two people involved here have been betrayed by themselves, by the people that raised them, by all of the connections that they ended up entertaining, because again, they were only entertaining chaotic situations. So they've had a lot of betrayal, these two people, you and this other person. And so this gives us a very for us to actually make it to this space where we're choosing with our heart and we're finding this home in one another. We're going to need to check ourselves immediately when we feel ourselves doing something that might be self-sabotage. This can look like trying to scare the other person off, trying to hold on too tightly, trying to push away, or anything. Unwillingness to be vulnerable when we feel called to kind of speak vulnerably with the other, and knowing that we needed to hide that vulnerability with other people, that we needed to protect ourselves from, is going to make it a little harder. Even though I know I think the both of you feel innately safe in this energy because of your actual life lived experiences. It's going to make it a little bit hard for you guys to be vulnerable with one another, although that is the only way to choose with your heart and ultimately find this home in one another, is being your true, authentic, and genuine selves, good, bad, and ugly. It's about being totally transparent with one another so that it can work out. Anything other than totally transparent is going to sabotage this and is going to be a form of self-sabotage, which, by the way, is a really hard thing to it's like the self-awareness of self-sabotage is very hard. It's a psychological, it's almost like a shadow that hides from you, and you're sometimes unable to see it. But if any point you feel like you've pushed that person away, then communicating is the way to go. So communicating vulnerably. Did I say something that upset you? Did I scare you? Just being communicative and not running when you think you maybe scared them away or something like that. I hope that that makes sense for you, because there's like this intricate, I'm watching you kind of balance on a tightrope here, and it's very it could go either way if you're not willing to be vulnerable and put yourself in I'm going to say harm's way, because you're afraid of getting your heart broken or being rejected or even being laughed at or mocked, because maybe in the past when you were with unsafe people, you did try to get vulnerable with people or be genuine with people that didn't know how to handle that kind of authenticity. I hope that this makes sense for you, because it feels so powerful and it feels like something that has been destined for quite a long time, or for many lifetimes, I even want to say. And it does feel like you all have a very powerful purpose here that seems to align it's like you'll know, because of the way that the two of you are passionate about very similar life world issues, that it is kind of clear that you were meant to work as a team and build together. Again, but however, because of all of the things that you endured on the path of learning your own gifts and healing your own trauma and generations of trauma, you've learned how to protect yourself, which unfortunately in a real love connection is going to sabotage you. So you can't protect yourself anymore, is what they're saying. And I know that that feels really scary for somebody who has had to protect themselves. Sorry, we blanked out for a second there again. You cannot protect yourself anymore. Whatever walls you put up to protect you are going to push away anything that is meant for you. Okay. I hope that makes sense for you. I love you so much. And thank you for being here. If you've made it this far, go ahead and hit that like button, and I will see you in the next reading.